welcome to another Sunday, which means it's time for another Liv Watches Call of the Night. Oh boy, we're recording this live on Twitch, and if you want to catch us live, then make sure you click the link in the description or in the upper right hand corner and follow, and you'll get like a little notification on your phone if you have the Twitch app when I go live. Generally we do animes in the mornings, like around about 10:30, 11, and we do other shit later on in the day. So make sure you follow, and we'll see you here hopefully. But for now, we're gonna be watching Call of the Night again. So in the previous episode, apparently there was a cameo for the band that does the main song. Which, shit. All right then. Okay then. Well, that's great. That one flew right the fuck over my head, but I should have realized that with how different they looked from the rest of the character designs, huh? It was honestly pretty decent. We had like the office lady, you know, we had that going on. We had like a kind of like a grim look into the future of our boy if he doesn't get this vampire shit done. You know, they had a pool date, and just all around it's just a really, really sweet little slice of lifey kind of thing, and that was really nice, honestly. I like it a lot. Plus, we got to see some new powers of Nazuna, like the hey kids, want to see a dead body power, which is always a crowd pleaser. But let's get in here and let's see what they get up to, shall we? In 3, 2, 1, and go. It's a boy. The streets are awfully packed for nighttime. Run! Run, you fool! Got off relatively early. Yeah, the boss only wanted 2 rounds of drinks tonight. You said you'd curse me with the eternal curse of night walking. That's, you know what, that's actually really sweet. Here you go, have this Coke. Oh my god, that rain effect is great. I love that. I fucking love that rain effect. Holy shit. So fun vampire thing. So there was this one thing I read, like a long fucking time ago, right? And its main thing was like, oh yeah, vampires have a weakness to running water, right? Which, by the way, that's only ever been a thing, I think, in Eastern Europe. I think. But I could be wrong. It's like, oh, so rain would do the same thing, right? Because technically rain is running water. No, it's not, but okay, let's go with that. And in this book I read, like, vampires had like a low-grade telekinesis, and so whenever rain came down, so long as a vampire was conscious, the rain would stop like half an inch away from their skin, and it gave them like a weird like kind of halo effect during rainstorms. And the way it was described in the book was just so fucking cool, and I wish I still had it, but it was a school library book that I borrowed, and it was so fucking good, and I wish I remember what the title was. Like, it was literally like an anthology fucking series, dude. Like, it wasn't even like, it was just a bunch of like really small, like fucking like, maybe like 3-page stories about like vampires around the world and shit. I don't know, it was really good. Oh hey. Oh hey, she's in the opening. Cool, so another main character, let's go. Let's go! And her hair is really poorly dyed, let's go. Oh no. Oh no, a wild allosexual has appeared. Compensated dating. Is she a vampire also? Is she a vampire also? She's got the fang. She's got the fang. She could be a vampire and we'd never know. Hi, Malishon. Like, I want the big twist to be that she's a fucking vampire. She's just wearing the school uniform she got turned in. You know? You've got Nazuna, who's got, like, her whole thing where she's enjoying herself, but she has a business and shit. And then you got this bitch who's just like, yeah, no, I just do prostitution for money. Like, just the big twist. Big twist. Prostitute vampire. Let's go. Sleight of hand check succeeded. Oh, you fucking mark. Oh my god. Let's go. She drank it all. What a cunt. I hope she's a vampire. I hope she's a fucking vampire, because holy shit. Aren't you tired of being agreeable? Don't you just want to go ape shit? Chomp, 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 chomp. Yep, there it is! Hands off my man, bitch! Hands off my man! Oh, they're friends. Why are you making friends with the food? Oh. So there's rules about siring child there. I see, I see. So there is kind of a... Oh. Oh. Ah, I see she's a member of the Sabbat. I see. Damn, I can't believe Nazan is part of the Camarilla. I mean, actually, I guess technically, if like the main rule is if a human finds out, either sire them or kill them. I imagine that actually would make these guys the Camarilla. I guess that would actually. Wait, what's this fucking change in? Wait, I thought they wanted him dead. What's this change in fucking outlook? What the hell? Okay, now I'm confused. Was she full of shit, or... Okay, what? Okay, do they want him dead or not? Also, where's the guy vampires? Goddamn. Like, look, I'm all for cute girls in business suits, but where's the fucking hot guys in business suits? Like, my god, fuck. Wait, what? Wait, but this isn't how it works. What? Oh, they weren't ready for that! Oh my god, what if the romance thing is just a thing with Nazuna? Like, what if Nazuna's the only one who has that caveat? Oh, no, okay, no, it does work like that, okay. I love how each one of them, like, plays into a fetish, by the way. You've got the seductive businesswoman. You've got the cute One-chan. You've got the vaguely slutty high schooler. Like, you've got, like, the mommy figure, and then you've got the girl in the boots. Like, each one of them leans into, like a Japanese, like, fetish archetype. And I'm like, wow, fuck, alright. These vampires really do know what they're all about, huh, don't they? Oh my god, Nazuna's a fuck up. Nazuna's a fuck up. Oh no! And Nazuna acts like a fucking weirdo Hot Topic girl. Unfortunately for these lot, that's popular nowadays. Me sitting in a room full of aloes, like, actually. Hey, Arsenal. Like, this scene literally put me in the place of Ko, and then just replaced, like, just vampires, just regular allosexuals. And they're just... We don't understand. Like, why aren't you just super into sex and everything? Like, like, people are cute when their heads are full of sexual feelings, etc., etc., etc. And I'm just sitting here just like, that's literally, I've been in that situation. Just like sitting in a room just with a bunch of aloes, and they're all talking about aloe shit. And I'm just sitting there like, We're gonna turn that boy! Oh no, she's awkward. Yeah, the guy you just tried to fucking murder, dumbass! Oh my god. Nazuna is so fucking awkward. She's great. What's your ideal type of girl? About yay tall, blonde, and dresses like she lives in a Hot Topic. Oh my god, he's just fucking stumbling through this, my god. Emotional damage! Ace, 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 ace. Like, explicitly, like, that's the fucking goal, my guy. Who do you think? Who does he think put the fucking idea in his head? Holy shit. Perfect fucking timing, Nazuna. Holy shit. Oh. Oh no, poor Nazuna. Oh my god. Except for the Made in Abyss game, I am nervous about it. You see, when a male vampire and a female vampire love each other very much. Her plan is to string him along until he either dies or gives up. So my question is, how many childer do these fuckers have? How many childer combined do these motherfuckers have? Why am I nervous for the game? Okay, it's out of later. I'll explain. Oh no, poor Nazuna. Okay, then why did you let the high schooler bitch fucking just go ham? Holy shit. Nazuna said that shit was fire. Like our boy is literally just laying it out. Nazuna's just so fucking awkward about it, and our boy is just, oh yeah, nah, here's what I was told. Just taking it completely literally and missing the whole fucking point. This poor dumbass. Like, Nazuna clearly has feelings for Ko. Or at the very least, she's awkward enough about it that she might have some feelings, but she doesn't know how to process them yet. And then Ko's just coming out here and laying everything out hyper-literally. Like, holy shit. Man. The Arrow Ace vampire and Arrow Ace human hanging out with the fucking hypersexual aloe vampires. It could never end well, can it? We won't suddenly kidnap him, but we will consider it eventually. What? The way that ended, the way that ended is kind of sussy. I don't know how I feel about that one. I don't know how I feel about that one. I don't know. That feels pretty fucking sussy right there. There's something unspoken that they didn't want to tell us. And now we have to wait till next week to have it happen. Motherfucker. Ah. But yeah, like, as far as, like, Made in Abyss is concerned, though, the main reason I'm nervous about that video game is because it's made in Abyss. Which means that the author of Made in Abyss has a hand in it. And the author of Made in Abyss, I feel like I don't need to go into why we need to check his basement. Right, let's talk about a show that's 100% good instead of about 90% good and 10% shit that will probably send someone to prison. Namely this one. Okay, so there is nothing at the end. Well, that's a damn shame. Alright, okay, so I do Child Crime Simulator. Oh my god. The Made in Abyss game isn't actually Made in Abyss. It's just you're playing as the author of Made in Abyss running from CPS. Oh god, it's just Michael Jackson's Moonraker. Okay, so this episode was honestly something that I was hoping we'd kind of get. Because my favorite thing about vampires, right, is that there is basically a society within a society. And that is honestly something that I'm all over for shit like that, you know? Like, when like, it comes to Vampire the Masquerade, like, so I've started playing that on tabletop on, like, every other Saturday. I don't stream it because, like, we're already, like, halfway through, like a campaign, and I don't want to, like, start, like, in the mid and just kind of, like, you know? But, maybe the next campaign I will. But what's the word I'm looking for? You know, like, the main thing that interests me about Vampire the Masquerade, and just vampires in general, is the fact that for there to be any large amount... Ow. At least it didn't pull a Twilight. Shit, you right, though. You right, though.
At least they didn't pull a Twilight.
Like... Yeah, like, society, and Twilight is actually, like, a really bad example, and I'll get to that in a minute. But, like, with vampires, for there to be any amount of vampires, there has to be a society attached to it. And it's kind of actually the weakness of the older vampire stories, like Dracula, like Bram Stoker's Dracula, and it's something that's come about a lot more recently in vampire lore, but it's something that was really needed. Because in Bram Stoker's Dracula, there's Dracula and Dracula's brides. But Dracula's brides aren't really vampires in themselves, they're thralls. Like, you know, they're basically, they're functionally just, like, not actually vampires, they're like, mind-controlled kind of thing. But I think also Bram Stoker was just kind of making up as he went along. So really, there was one vampire, and then a bunch of other brainwashed people that follow Dracula around. I've never seen Tokyo Ghoul, so I don't know. Like, and then but then, like, I'm gonna use Vampire the Masquerade as an example, because it's, like, the one that's most recently in my head, and also, I think it's one of the better things. In Vampire the Masquerade, because there's so many vampires, like, that them getting found out by humans and getting wiped the fuck out is very, very likely. There is an entire thing with it, you know? It's like, there's the Masquerade, there's the different vampire governments, like the Tzimisce and the other Ventrue-led factions. You've got the Camarilla, you've got the Sabbat. You've got all these different factions, and each one of them has their own rules, and each one of them has issues with each other, but all of them, more or less, to different degrees, follow the Masquerade, a set of rules where they hide themselves from humanity. You know, like, you can't be using powers, you know, in front of a human. If a human sees you, they've got to die, but, you know, make them disappear. There is you need, for the Camarilla at least, I believe, you need special permission to embrace people, though that might just be a thing in the video game, I'm not sure. Like, there's a lot of rules, and there's a lot of, like, stuff that goes along with it, and it's something that's, like, really does interest me. It's something that I feel is really, really well done. And, like, we kind of got a little bit of that here, you know? We have, like, the rules of, like, okay, humans can't really know about us unless you plan on siring them. And whereas with Nazuna, it's like, okay, you have to fall in love with me, and it's got to do this. Like, Nazuna's very hands-off about it. Like, the other vampires are like, oh, no, we can make you fall in love with us in about, like, 5 seconds. Well, normal person, at least. But then you kind of get into the idea that, and I swear, Ko is Arrow Ace. Ko is Arrow Ace, like, he has to be. And the fact that, like, they kind of don't work on him and it baffles them is honestly a really, really cool little thing. And just the way their society works. Even, like, you wouldn't really call it, like, a super big society, because it's, like, we're sort of, like, 5 vampires and each one of them has their own thing. But, like, there's agreed upon rules, and every single one of them follows them except Nazna, who just barely skirts the line. And it kind of implies that there is some bigger stuff around them. And that's honestly good. Like, with vampires, you do kind of need rules. And I will say that's and once again, like, a bad example of that is Twilight, because guess what? I read the Twilight books when I was in high school. Because I was interested in vampires. I'd always been interested in vampires. A story came out, and all the girls in my class were reading this book, and they were gushing over it. And this was before the movies came out, by the way. So I have never seen the movies. I have no interest in seeing the movies, but I have read all the books. And they are not good. But I read them all because I really had to see where the trash fire ended. Holy fuck. And I do not think that I was worth it. Holy fuck. So the Vampire Society in Twilight, there is, I believe it is in Vatican City, and they have, honestly, it does seem like kind of like a ripoff of Vampire the Masquerade by someone who doesn't really understand Vampire the Masquerade. They have a masquerade thing where, like, humans can't know, otherwise the vampire dies. And all that, and, you know, they run out of Vatican City, they've got a council that decides vampire law, but it's really, really poorly done, because, like, the vampire government feels extremely it feels extremely incompetent, honestly, because there's only one branch of the vampire government. It's in Vatican fucking City. So, you know, the one place where vampires ideally should not be. And they rule every single vampire on the planet from this one city, and they don't seem to know what the fuck's going on. So the Cullens, they're vegetarian vampires. They only drink animal blood, so they've got the golden eyes. Every other vampire is fine drinking human blood, and I think they can only kill when they bite humans, I think they can only kill when they bite humans. I'm not sure. I don't remember exactly. So, yeah, so these guys are in Vatican City. They're out. Oh, yeah, and they sparkle. Yeah, that's also really dumb. They don't know about the Cullens. They don't know about the vegetarian
and
vampire thing.
And don't forget the sparkles.
Their handling of Bella is really fucking weird and inconsistent with everything they've done. Like, Bella is very, very much a Mary Sue in those books, which I think she has to be, because I think she's a self-insert. Yes, we are. And it's just inconsistent, because it's like, oh, well, all humans that find out about vampires, well, they have to die. Drink that bitch. But when it comes to Bella, they're just like, it's fine, just make her a vampire within a year. And it's like, bro, what the fuck? What the fuck? But how are they going to enforce that? There is no way for them to enforce it, and I'm fairly certain they don't enforce it, because I think it takes 2 years for Bella to become a vampire after that. I don't know, I haven't read the book since I was in high school, and that was over a decade ago now. And it's like, oh god, those books came out a decade ago, my god. And it's just like really, it's just really not great. It's just really, really not great. Like, it's honestly, like, really, really shoddy storytelling. You establish this all-powerful vampiric council in, like, the 3rd book, but for everything that had happened in the previous books to happen, they need to not really have an enforcing arm. So when they actually come in, they don't have an enforcing arm, and they're halfway across the fucking planet. And it's really the Volturi, that's their fucking name. And it's like, it's really not great. It's honestly just really poorly handled, and it's arguably one of the worst fucking incidences of a vampiric government that I've seen in any fucking story ever. And I don't and it really does feel just like Vampire the Masquerade written by someone who doesn't fucking understand why the Masquerade is important. And And that's why when you're writing vampire fiction, you really need to nail down exactly what the fuck the rules are, because vampires are very, very, very bound by rules, regulations, and traditions. And yes, Daniel, you are a little bit late. We're in the wrap-up right now. And that, honestly, is one of the explanations in a lot of media as to why different vampires from different parts of the world have different things. In Vampire the Masquerade, it's because each of them comes from a different antediluvian who had a different quirk. And that quirk leads into the abilities and weaknesses of each vampire. So all of them are weak to the sun, which is something that I don't really like in Vampire the Masquerade, because it's not actually something that's historical. It's actually a Hollywoodism for vampires to burn in the sun. But like, I'm fine with it because it's such an established thing now that not having it would be meh. And there are some vampires in Vampire the Masquerade that can conquer the sun. It just requires a lot of blood for them to do it. But, you know, like some vampires have compulsive counting. So, like, if you knock over a bag of rice, they have to count every grain. Some vampires can't enter a home without being invited. Some vampires can only drink your blood if you let them drink your blood. Like, there's different rules based on what antediluvian a vampire is ascended from, which explains the regional differences. Like, that's something that's really cool in Vampire the Masquerade. And is this really kind of being a Hollywood movie? Yes, it is. It's one of those things, like with vampires, you need to nail down, like, what is the reason behind regional differences, why do vampires have to follow rules, who enforces them, and etc, etc, etc. Like, when you set up vampire fiction, you need to nail that down. Is only one type of vampire around? Okay, then what happened to the other regional variants? Are they made up, or do they exist but elsewhere, and there's distinct territories? Can vampires, like, break the rules that are laid out, like being invited to enter, crucifixes, running water? If yes, why? Is it a regional difference thing, or is it something the vampires made up to fuck with humans? Which is something that What We Do in the Shadows does. And What We Do in the Shadows, by the way, despite being a comedy show, is really, really good about its vampire lore. There are established rules, there's an established hierarchy, and it's very clear what happens if a vampire breaks those rules. It's honestly really good. Really, really good. Yeah, and like Buffy also had a really good thing. Most good vampire fiction has very defined rules for its vampires, because vampires are beings that are constrained by rules. If not biologically, then by a higher-up council of aristocracy, or even sometimes democracy, depending on the story, that really, really nails down exactly what they can and can't do. And it's honestly really good. And here, it's done exceptionally well. We don't really have a vampire council, but we have a group of vampires that are basically holding Nazana holding her to task about the rules about siring Childer. And that, honestly, is really, really good, and I like that a whole bunch. Just like, hey, Nazana, you gonna sire this fucker or what? And the fact that they're kind of giving Nazana that out and just being like, okay, Nazana, you're gonna have to turn this kid eventually, but we'll let you do things your way. Like, it's done really, really well, and we finally got to see a vampire fight. It's, even though, like, you know, like, they did get cut away really quick. Yeah, like, it's really neat, and it starts with our boy getting jumped by a fucking prostitute vampire. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Plus, like, seeing how, like, other vampires get their food is honestly really neat. Like, I mean, it's very clear that, what's her name? Kyo? Is that her name? Kyo gets her blood through prostitution, whereas, you know, Nazana gets hers through drinking buddies and massages. I imagine that the one in the business suit, she probably works in an office on late shift and probably gets her sippies by inviting co-workers out for drinks. I imagine that's probably what she does. You've got a girl that's kind of dressed like an Onei-chan. She probably lures pedophiles in, honestly. That's probably what I would do if I was a vampire and looked like that. And then, yes, I would drink them dry and kill them. Because, you know, that's just doing a public service at that point. And then you got the other one, who I don't honestly know what she does. Like, she kind of dressed like kind of a mommy figure, so maybe she's an escort? I don't know. And you got the girl in the boots and the sweater, where I don't know what she does. But we'll hope maybe we'll find out. Yeah. But yeah, that's honestly really great. I like that. It's fun. Yeah, I really like this show, and honestly I can't get enough of it. Like I need more good vampire fiction, honestly. I really do. Honestly what I need is more Vampire the Masquerade, but that unfortunately I can only do that game like once every other week, which is kind of sad. It's kind of sad. Yeah, like vampires in modern settings are great. Batman Carey found a way to cure vampirism. Oh god. Disgusting. Disgusting. Why would you ever want to do that? Fucking. Yeah, that's really all I gotta say about this episode, because we've been going for like 41 minutes. Sorry about the rant about vampires. I had a lot of fun, though. I'm very passionate about this. If I could become a vampire right this moment, I fucking would. Maybe not right this moment, because, you know, there's the sun, but... in maybe about 12 hours. But... Oh, Mystic, I've seen that movie. Yeah, so that's really all I gotta say. So let me know what you think of this episode down there in the comments, or if you're live in the chat. If you're watching this on the pre-recorded one, then we do try and record these live every week. We did this one on the Saturday. I'm gonna try and do the next one on Friday as normal at around 11 o'clock Eastern. And hopefully I will see you there. That's at twitch.tv/livethecyberdol. That is linked in the description and in the upper right hand corner. Remember to like, comment, favorite, subscribe, share social media, tell your friends, hit the share button down below. If you want, you can support me on Patreon or via Stream Elements or Twitch subscription or YouTube membership, however you want to do it. That's all linked down there as well. And as always, runner, I am Liv the Cyberdoll, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.